Brand, Peter Schrager, Jason McCourty, and Brian Leaf at the table, starting off our third hour of the show. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing really well. Good to see you guys again, as always.
It's good to see you, too.
Yes. Stuff you're putting out there on your show has been great in terms of the lead up to the NFL draft. Everyone always looks forward to your perspective, and it's much appreciated. And we want to pick your brain about Lamar Jackson and how it connects to the Jalen Hurts conversation. Shall we?
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, time for Lead Block.
Lead Block.
All right, in case you missed it in that Leaf Block.
Change
it. Jalen Hurts got paid earlier this week. Yesterday, we had a great discussion about the ramifications of his extension and how it connects to the greater quarterback landscape, and a couple names like Joe Burrow, like Justin Herbert, really Lamar Jackson. Since we have a new voice at the table who knows a thing or two about conducting himself as an NFL quarterback and how the contracts can be dealt out, what do you think about the connection between Lamar and Jalen Hurts and the money?
Okay, so I always want to advocate for the player and understand what they're thinking. I would have loved to seen Jalen and Joe and Justin and maybe Lamar just kind of – the NFLPA has always had a difficult relationship because there's so many players, and there's guys that are making $50 million and there's guys that are making a league minimum and who may only play for 2.5 or 3 years. And we cannot stick together long enough to battle against these 32 billionaires or 31 billionaires. And therefore, it's hard to take a leverage spot. And I would have loved to seen Jalen do that. I understand with him and Nicole what they decided to do. They took the no-trade clause in return, didn't take a fully guaranteed contract. So, having said that, this sets up really well for Justin and Joe. For Lamar, the difference between all these other contracts are these guys are getting offered these big deals after their third year. The Baltimore Ravens didn't do that. You know, this is a huge mistake on their part back then, and I think it's a big mistake on Lamar's part that a contract hasn't been done, because he most likely is going to have to play under the franchise tag this year, and I don't know if he's been very prideful. He's stuck to his guns, so I don't know if he does it or not. I really don't. We don't. No one has got what he's thinking.
I said it yesterday. I think this is this extension relates very directly to Burrow and to Herbert, but I think Lamar's situation is in a silo all by itself. Those guys have not come out and said they want guaranteed money. Those guys haven't been asking for, that situation. They just want to take care of what their families need to be taken care of, and they're going to get paid and they're going to be fine. Lamar is out there. I don't know who Lamar is speaking for, or if Lamar is doing this for the whole entire quarterback class or what. I think Lamar is doing it for his own personal desires to get that guaranteed money, and kudos to him. He's going to go 10 toes down on something that he really stands for, and that's what he wants. The fact is this: Deshaun Watson got it. Lamar wants it. But now we're talking about multiple quarterbacks since Deshaun Watson got paid who didn't get all that guaranteed money. So now it's, if Joe Burrow gets to the table next and Justin Herbert gets to the table next and they get these monster deals and overall it's more money and all that, but it's not fully guaranteed, are they sellouts? No, they're doing what was best for them, and that they didn't need it. Not one person yesterday said Jalen Hurts is a sellout for not taking fully guaranteed money, or Jalen Hurts, did his quarterback brothers wrong by taking this money. No, Jalen Hurts set up himself for generational wealth and went to a great situation and is going to be fine. I don't think it's a comparison. It's not apples to apples when you look at this guaranteed money thing, because I don't think Jalen Hurts was screaming from a mountaintop, I need a fully guaranteed contract. That's Lamar's fight. That's not Jalen Hurts' fight. Not Burrow's fight. It doesn't seem to be Herbert's fight. So that's Lamar, and that's what he wants. But I don't think it was on these other guys to suddenly change what they wanted to do because of the better the quarterback position. No one's crying for the quarterback.
No, at $180 million guaranteed. I'm not gonna ever say anything to anybody.
Yeah. I think at the same time, when Deshaun Watson signed his deal, everybody in sports media, everybody came and was like, wow, the owners are probably going to say, we can't have this happen. And to the same effect where we just say the quarterbacks, like, the expectation isn't for them to come together. But as soon as Deshaun Watson signed his deal, everybody sat and said, well, the expectation is the owners are all going to come together and say, like, we can't go down this road. We can't continue to do it. So I think from your perspective, I said it yesterday, I would have loved to see that as well, those guys coming together to say it. To that point, though, I can sit here and say that sitting at the table, having played 13 years, made whatever money was offered to me, I never got a chance to have a piece of paper passed across me that said $180 million fully guaranteed. So I don't know that I would turn that away. But I get from a big picture standpoint of what it could mean for the NFL, for players to come after you, and for the players that came before you who sacrificed so much when there wasn't even free agency back in the day. But as I look at this, the further we get away from the Deshaun Watson deal, the impact on Lamar just continues to grow greater and greater, because now the contract that's going to be compared to, the player that's going to be compared to, is Jalen Hurts. If Burrow signs next, then it's going to be Burrow's deal if it's not fully guaranteed. If Herbert comes next, now it's Herbert's deal. So as I look at this and even how it impacts Lamar, is there a certain point where Lamar says, all right, I'm looking at these deals. Once Jalen Hurts' deal goes through, the NFLPA sends him that deal. Is there ever a point where it's just like, other teams, he's contacting them saying, hey, based off of this deal, if I'm offered X, Y, and Z, I'm willing to sign. For any deal done now, is it the closer we can possibly get to Lamar saying, all right, now, hey, this is a deal that I will possibly do, where now a team may actually come and say, all right, now there's something to work off of. Maybe the last 2 deals, we can maybe do it and make a trade where the 2 first-round picks and offer sheet is made. I don't know. Who knows? But
I don't either.
I have a question for the table.
Yeah.
Let's say 1 year from now, next league year, he plays on the franchise tag or doesn't, whatever. The point is he is a free agent. Is there another owner that is willing to give him guaranteed money if he has a year that Lamar Jackson is expected to? Is there another guy out there to create them more than one person on the island of guaranteed quarterback money?
Doubtful. I mean, like.
I don't think on a
Does
long,
Washington's new owner come in and say,
I don't
that's, you're betting on a wishful prayer. They don't have a new owner.
But also,
Kirk Cousins has done it.
They could actually franchise tag him again.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is another one of those examples that collectively bargained really leverages out the player in every aspect of things, and it's just, collectively. It's been bargained, and it's difficult for guys to sit back, like you said, after we've played, we understand it. You're watching the guy in the moment. You wish everybody was able to come together as the 2,700 of us. It's just incredibly difficult, and clearly the ownership knows that.
The collective bargaining agreement helps quarterbacks.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
It's a godsend for quarterbacks. So he's not the position where he's going to find many sympathizers in the PA or the middle class of the NFL has been completely wiped out by this new CBA, because you pay your rich guy and then you get the undrafted guy and you make it work. You pay your quarterbacks and then you make it work, and got a couple veterans here and there. Then after they start to go over the hill, you cut them, and that's that.
But at the same time, as a first-round draft pick, it's not beneficial to have to play your 4 years and then have a 5th-year option. The biggest benefit you can have as a player is how fast can I get to free agency. So for a guy like Jalen Hurts, it's like, yeah, it's awesome because I'm a second-round draft pick. So once my 4 years are done, I'm up.
Jalen Hurts made $2 million or something last year. Lamar made 20 as a first-round pick. Like, that's the advantage.
Yeah.
Lamar's still going to make $32 million next year. I don't like talking money. We always talk about it. It's like, it's like slimy.
Well, how about the football? To answer Jamie's question, I don't know if the market for Lamar is what we think it is or what Lamar thinks it is. Ryan, think of the quarterbacks. Look at these guys right now. Burrow, Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Lamar. Is anybody saying out of those 4 I would rather have Lamar? Like, I don't see somebody picking him. I don't even know if he's second. I don't know if he's third in that group.
You're probably right, but I think they're pretty equivalent to one another in terms of how they can affect the game. I'm all in on Lamar. You guys have known that forever. I am all in on this guy. I think he can lead a team to a championship, no problem. I really, really do. If he's healthy for an entire season, his ability to throw from the pocket has been questioned. I don't think it's a problem. He can run. He can do the things that I think he can.
So somebody go get him. Trade the picks, get the money. He's sitting there, and no one's going to get him. The silence is deafening.
I would. I would if I was a general manager somewhere. And we're 8 days away. We don't know what happens on draft night. A.J. Brown was solidified in Tennessee a year ago, and the big move happened. So we don't know what's going to happen. People make moves and things happen. I just think whoever's out there, their chance to win a championship with a guy who's 26 years old for the next 4 years, it's with him.
I think he could get a fully guaranteed. I don't think anybody wants to offer the 5 years, 200 something. Kirk Cousins has already done it multiple times on shorter-term deals, which is essentially.
That's great for him. He's getting on to his 3rd contract.
Exactly.
Maybe he's got a Super Bowl in hand by that time.
Cousins
Who knows?
will be making $200 million by the time he's done playing as an NFL player.
Franchise twice.
He shouldn't have got drafted 25 years ago, people.
Well, listen, Ryan, you brought it up. Yesterday, 25 years yesterday was your draft.
Yeah.
And we know how it went. Manning 1, Leaf 2. And listen, it didn't work out for the Chargers or for you, and you have spent years acknowledging, owning, explaining, telling the story, and yet there's still people in the media and in public who just pick at you and grab the low-hanging fruit. Yesterday on Twitter, you were emotional about some of it. We want to just hear from you about that.
I just, for 25 years, you said years and years and years. Like, for the longest time, I just got beat over the head with it because I did. I didn't meet the expectations. Bobby Beathard and the San Diego Chargers gave me my dream, and I didn't live up to it. It's frustrating. It's difficult. difficult to be considered something that you worked so hard for where no one expected you to ever get. I was never supposed to get there. I mean, the odds for me to go to the NFL were, when I was growing up in high school, like kids weren't going and people weren't going, that guy's going to the NFL.
Where'd you grow up, Montana?
I grew up in Montana. I'm the only first-round draft pick ever from the state of Montana. There's more first-round draft picks in the Manning family than the whole state of Montana ever, okay? So it's been a tough 25 years. And for the longest time, I buried myself with it, so much so that I ended up in a prison cell because I had to numb my feelings and everything. So now I like who I see in the mirror. I'm okay with what I did. I understand that it didn't work out, but I'm proud of those things. And then we hear revisionist history from the likes of Bill Polian in some instances. I mean, you can talk about the failings of it, and then I don't understand why you want to embellish a story to make it more compelling. I mean, the compelling thing is one of them ended up being arguably the greatest quarterback to ever play. The other one of the biggest busts ever. That's a compelling enough story. Sure. So I don't know what it's been. Maybe it's because maybe I still have some unresolved resentments that I have to work through, and that's just between me and my therapist. But, you know, I'm clapping back a little bit more because I feel comfortable with who I am. I like the guy in the mirror, and if somebody's going to lie about things, I'm just going to be like, hey, you don't need to do this.
Sure.
It was already what it was. Well, so what he said was that I came into the meeting at the Combine.
Bill Polian.
Peyton came in, interviewed them pretty much, you know, perfect. Yeah. I'll be there the day after the draft, everything like that. He asked him the question, what did Ryan do when he came in? Well, it went badly, Bill said. Ryan came in and was asked the same question, what are you going to do? He said, well, me and my boys are going to go to Vegas for about a week or 10 days. I won't be able to get to work or everything like that. There's been big news about the fact that I missed my meeting in Indianapolis because I had to go get an MRI. So I never met with Bill. I've never met Bill.
So that Combine interview that he said it went badly. It just never happened.
It never happened.
It never was an interview.
It never was an interview. It never happened. Jim Moore was so angry the next day because we missed the meeting.
Yeah.
It was a big story. It just has become this narrative. And I've never spoken up for myself.
Yeah.
So, you know, my wife got mad at me last night. She said, you don't have to use curse words. It makes you seem intelligent. She may be right, but sometimes if you use them the right way, they're there's an emphasis to it.
Effective.
Yeah.
Well, it is, I like how you said it is revisionist history because I think what's happening is someone is telling a story that you have told. You did go to Vegas after you were drafted by the Chargers, but this is your story and it's your truth and someone incorporating it into their braid of
and I think it is exactly that. I think he heard the story after the fact, and that's exactly where the story intertwined. You know, this was you guys have heard the story. We flew with the owner of the team to Las Vegas and went out with my boys that night. Was in San Diego the next morning, ready to go to work. And I think the revisionist history aspect of things. You talk to June Jones and Kevin Gilbride, my coaches. Like I lived in the film room. Mm-hmm. When things went bad for me, that's where I dealt with failure.
That was your safe space. You'd go into that film room.
That's where I was. And then when things got bad and when I didn't see the facility as a sanctuary, I isolated. And that just continues with the way my mental health started to fall apart. It's just how you compensate for things. But before it, like the red flags that we always talk about, I think it becomes hyperbolic because it's part of that narrative. Mm-hmm. And so I feel at some points it's time to correct it, and that's why it makes it so much interesting for me being able to talk about these things, especially when you got guys that are being hyped up so much in the draft.
Getting to know you, I think we all take great offense of you suddenly being some piñata every April where they're going to pick on Ryan Leaf as a like
it's stupid and it's lazy.
It's lazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You come up here, you show your card.
I feel the same way about Jamarcus Russell. It's over. I'm tired of it. We've talked about it. He didn't work out. Move on. Tired of it.
No one wants to go. I mean, my expectation was to be the best quarterback I could possibly be. I had worked my whole life to do that. I wanted to be Terry Bradshaw. And it didn't work out. I made it to the highest possible level, never supposed to, set up my family for our lifetime, and now I have a life lesson that I can carry to my kids and to anybody else coming into the NFL, and that's more purposeful than, I think, being a Super Bowl champion. I really do. I mean, that may be revisionist history too, but there we go.
Good job, Ryan.
I think I speak for the table. We appreciate you so much.
We sure do, Ryan.
Awesome.
Sure do.
Your honesty and
love being
your
here.
Vulnerability, especially as it pertains to your mental health.
No doubt
I think
about
it's
it.
important for people to hear it. It's really cool.
Thank you, guys.
The